I'm about to waterboard you with this. If you do not believe you're in the middle of a propaganda war, I love you, and you can be as mad at me as you want. You're wrong. Okay, so listen, I'm going to rapid fire these. Here we go. Right here. Number one, no, this is not a picture of an 8-year-old girl who died in ICE custody under the Trump administration's heartless dictatorship. It happened in 2023 as reported by the New York Times under the Biden administration, but now it's getting millions of views and being labeled as happening now. Number two, no, this is not a photo of a 5-year-old put in a cage because of the current administration calls people illegal. Nope. Snopes reports after millions of views, it was discovered that was a photo taken at a protest staged in front of Dallas City Hall. The parents brought the kid to the protest. He was in the cage for about 30 seconds, and he cried because he couldn't figure out how to get out. Number three, no. This is not a video of ICE agents, quote unquote, drive-by macing people for no reason. That went mega viral. I watched the entire video myself. They were throwing things at law enforcement vehicles, and the guy maced the guy that was throwing things at law enforcement vehicles. Number four, no, this is not a picture of a woman whose hand was shot off by ICE agents firing rounds at mourners, as was claimed, and it got millions of views. Nope, she was rioting and obstructing law enforcement, and as you can see right here, she picked up a flashbang before it detonated and injured her own hand, blew part of it off. Next one, no, this is not a picture of a 5-year-old boy arrested by ICE. As reported, the boy's father abandoned him while he was fleeing arrest. That is a picture of ICE agents following protocol and not leaving a 5-year-old alone in freezing weather out on the street. Next one. No, this is not a picture of a baby that was tear gassed by ICE while his parents were on their way to a basketball game. Go to that next picture. You can literally see in video that was uncovered later. His parents lied. They're on video at a violent protest, and they left their baby alone in a car for 45 minutes at a riot that they helped cause, and they forced tear gas to be deployed. Next one. This is not a picture of an innocent restaurant worker being arrested by heartless ICE agents. As you can see right here, it is a picture of an illegal child rapist who fled into a restaurant to avoid arrest and seems to have a knife in his hand if you look closely. Next one. This is not a picture of ICE ripping a disabled woman from her car while she was screaming that she was trying to get to the doctor, as was claimed and seen by millions of people. I watched the entire video. She was intentionally obstructing ICE officers by blocking a road. She was asked by 4 different ICE officers to move. She did not comply, and so they were forced to remove her from her vehicle. Next one. This is not a picture of a mother whose son was gunned down for no reason by quote-unquote racist ICE officers. Nope. Actually, it was discovered this kid was firing an AR-style rifle into the air in the middle of an apartment complex. He was asked to stop by law enforcement who self-identified as law enforcement, and not only did he not comply, he is reported as turning his firearm on the ICE agent and firing a shot in the agent's direction. In fact, the kid's dad admitted in a video interview that I watched that his son was doing something illegal with a gun, and he knew that it was illegal. Next one. No, that is not an innocent man. This right here. There was not an innocent man that was shot for no reason by ICE agents in Arizona. Next one. Actually, even the Associated Press reports the guy was firing rounds at law enforcement helicopters and law enforcement individuals, and they returned defensive fire. Next one. No, this is not a picture of a federal agent, quote-unquote, terrorizing an innocent observer by pointing a gun at his face. Nope. If you go watch the video, I took these screenshots. The guy was obstructing law enforcement on purpose. He initiated contact with the law enforcement agent and pulled the gun, tried to pull it out of his hands. Then the muzzle of what appears to be a gun briefly flashes in front of his face because he pulled it out of the agent's hands, and it was pepper spray. It was not a rifle. Next one. No, this is not a New Yorker article about a quote-unquote innocent Jamaican U.S. citizen who was shackled and deported for no reason. Whoopsie-daisy. He had multiple felonies, including armed robbery and murder. I repeat, murder. So his citizenship was revoked and law enforcement was carrying out the warrant for his arrest. Next one. No, this is making the rounds again. No, the current administration's deportations are not, quote-unquote, unprecedented on the cover of Time magazine. That's what it says. Actually, I'm going to read you some stats. Bill Clinton deported 12.3 million people. Bush deported 10.3 million people. Obama deported 3 million people. Biden deported 4.4 million people. So far, through both of his terms combined, Trump has deported a total of an estimated 2.5 million people, less than all these others. You may be asking the question, well, then why am I hearing so much about it? Why am I hearing about it more? Because you're in a propaganda war. That's why. Let's keep going. Next one. No, ICE is not the quote unquote American Gestapo. As will probably surprise many people who are not as aware, the leader of ICE is that guy on the right. His name is Tom Homan. He served in the exact same position under Barack Obama. This is Barack Obama giving Tom Homan a Distinguished Service Medal in 2015 for deporting more people than he has during the current administration. Now listen, I could literally go on and on and on. Listen to me. Is this blanket approval of everything that every ICE agent does and everything the administration does? No, it isn't. Honestly, I'll be honest, man. I was talking to you about this at lunch. There's some things I don't like. I don't like them doing little hype videos on TikTok of deporting families, that kind of thing. Does the law need to be enforced? Yes, it does. Do you need to make a hype video about everything? No, it doesn't. It comes across as performative cruelty. So is this a blanket approval of literally everything everybody does? Of course not. Are you in a propaganda war? Yes, you are in a propaganda war, and it's designed. Listen, it's just think. Don't feel your way through things. Think your way through things. It's 2020 again. It's a propaganda war. It is designed to galvanize the public against law enforcement, just like they did in 2020. Why is this happening? It's a midterm election year. Yeah. Like, man, just like actually stop and think for a second. So listen, man, Christians ought to be able to chew gum and walk at the same time. Okay. So Christians are commanded to love all people, including illegal immigrants. In fact, I'll just say this, man. I've seen some comments like people taking shots at me where they'll be like, hey, man, you guys have Lake Point and Espanol. Do you know that all of them are legal? Or they'll be like, hey, man, you guys have I'll just say this. We have a food pantry that serves like almost 1 million meals per year out of Lake Point. I guarantee an enormous number of them are not legal residents of the United States. I don't care because I'm going to let the government do their job, and then the church and individual Christians, we're going to do our job, and we bless God in those things. Yeah. So absolutely, man, if somebody walks into my church and says, hey, man, will you disciple me? My answer is yes. And if somebody's hungry and they walk up to my church and they want food, my answer is, we are Christians. We feed hungry people. Yep, we want to help and bless you. So Christians are commanded to love all people, including illegal immigrants. God commands all people, including illegal immigrants, to obey just laws, including border laws. That should not be controversial. And it is not wrong for a nation to enforce the laws that's had on the books for over 5 decades. But listen, man, what you got to understand right now, and 10 toes down, you can comment to your heart's content on my Instagram page. 10 toes down, you are 100% in a propaganda war right now, and Christians have to become people who wait, learn, and reflect instead of just emotionally reacting and getting caught up in mass hysteria. Why? Proverbs 18:17. Whoever states his case first seems right until another comes and examines him. You, my friends, are in the middle of a propaganda war. Period.